So leading up to what I think could be a crazy big money play is the promos. I showed you the PSA 10 promos of Snorlax and Pikachu are both over $200. I don't know how this wouldn't get a 10 unless there's just like some sort of printing damage, which I don't really see. Buy one of these, open it up, grade this. This should be like a $200 card. My PSA returns from GameStop are finally back. I submitted them about a month ago. Now, I did submit them right before the holidays, and I'm sure PSA took a break between there. So it took a bit longer than normal. It took about 5.5 weeks. Usually it's like 3 to 4 weeks, but either way, we're going to go over these cards, and this is the third video of my 3-part series where we test the theory that grading is the quickest way to get profit back in the Pokemon market, or any trading card. I sent cards that I bought online to try and flip for grading plays, and I also sent cards that I packed in Pokemon packs. So let's go ahead and get into the return. I do want to quickly say, with the Shiny app, you can add all of your graded cards to the app and get the correct values for them. Shiny uses data from all over the place to gather data for these cards and the prices to make sure they're accurate. You can also add all the prismatic evolutions now. The entire set is in there. All the products are in there. So go ahead and add everything you need to your collection with the Shiny app. It's a premier app to keep track of your collection, and it's really come in handy for me. I've been using it for several months now, so check out Shiny. Okay, first I'm going to show you a few cards I picked up that are graded, just because we got a grading video, so I'll show you a few more cards I bought this month. First is a Dark Tyranitar and a Dark Dragonite. I don't really know why I bought these. I just kind of got into a bidding war on eBay, but I got them well below market price. They are CGC Gem Mint 10s. They're cool. More of a collection ad than anything. Another collection ad is Gengar. Tops 2000 PSA 8 Gengar. PSA 8 was basically the same price as the card raw, so I just bought the PSA 8. And then I bought this for myself, as a Christmas gift to myself, a Gem Mint 10 Luffy from One Piece TCG, if you know anything about that. Really cool card. Okay, getting into the returns. I'm going to be honest, I have seen all the grades already. When I picked them up today at GameStop, the lady wanted me to look at them. That way I knew that they were my cards, and I could see that they're the correct cards, just in case anything were to happen and it was to be wrong. So I did get a peek at the grades, and we're just gonna go over them. I'm all right with how it went. I'll just say that. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but here we go. We got the first 5. I sent 15 in total. Out of the 15, I would say 10 or 11 of them I was really confident about being a 10, and the other ones were like more so for the videos fact, or there's one that I pulled from TikTok and I wanted to send it to make into a TikTok video. So there's a few, like 4 or 5 that I wasn't sure would get 10s, but here's the first one here. We got Darkrai V-Star from Crown Zenith. Oh, you can already see Jim. It is a 10. Let's go. Crown Zenith. This one has gone up in price. Crown Zenith's been exploding recently, and I sent that Giratina, the chase card, there as well, so we'll look at that one in a bit. But nice. Gem Mint 10 for the Darkrai V-Star. Next one up is Charizard from Lost Origin. This is the one I pulled on TikTok, and I sent in because it's a Charizard, but also just to see if it would be a 10. What is it? It's an 8. I don't know how this one's an 8. This was packed fresh. I packed it, and then 2 days later sent it to PSA. So I'm not sure what I missed, because the centering looks great, but I obviously missed something to knock it down to an 8. What I think it might be is the corners. I mean, there's like a little nick there and there, and then I think, yeah, on the bottom it looks like there might be one there. Maybe that's what it is. That's the only thing I've seen that I think would make this an 8. But I'm not a professional by any means. This is my first ever PSA submission. I've done a lot of buying sealed product. I've never really sent stuff. I bought PSA cards, but I've never sent my own cards to get graded. So, learning experience here. We got Origin Form Dialga. This is one where I was like, I'm not sure if it's going to be a 10. It's really clean, but I think the centering on the back is not good. The front centering is great. Look at that. It is beautiful. These gold cards are beautiful. These V-Stars from Crown Zenith. But this one is a 9. I did not think it was in that range that they want. Like, look, pretty thick over here, not as thick over there, and I think that's why it's a 9. But I was giving it the chance. If you have some cards that you think are close and you got $16 to spare, it's worth sending them, in my opinion, because it's definitely worth it if a 10 comes back. And if it's a 9, you lose $16, and a PSA 9 usually goes for about the same as the raw card. So you're out about $16. But if it's a 10, you're up big time, especially on those more expensive cards. We got War Turtle from 151. This one was gifted to me by a friend. He had a bunch, or he had several, but this one's also a 9. So I wasn't sure about this one just because it was not mine originally. So I wasn't sure what condition might be. I think honestly it's just similar to that Dialga where we're a little bit thicker on the right here. And I think the top to bottom, the bottom's a little bit thicker there as well. So that might be what bumped us down to a 9. And then lastly here we got the one Japanese card I sent, Pikachu from 151, I believe. Yeah, this is the Pikachu, but Japanese version. And this was a Gem Mint 10. Let's go. Solid. This is one that I did not expect to get a 10 on, to be honest, because I bought this online. There was a few I bought online, and this is one that I sent from there. But hey, it was a 10. I'll take it. I forgot there's one more card I bought recently, and it is a Gem Mint 10 Leafeon from Terrestrial Festival. Got this on an auction from Ace Grading. If you don't know Ace Grading, I don't know if you know Randolph Pokemon, he's another Pokemon channel, mainly based in the UK, but he has a grading company called Ace. Been following him for a long time, and recently his company had a burglary. Someone robbed a ton of cards, and this was his first stream back, trying to recoup money so he could help, send out people's payouts for people who lost their cards. So I bought this as kind of my way to support him a little bit. But beautiful card, beautiful, beautiful card. And my first ever Ace Slab. So let's go. All right, next 5 here. We got Noctowl. Now this is part of the series where I said you buy the $60 Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. This was before they were just out of stock and sold out immediately. But you get the already $20 to $30 raw card promo inside of here. You send it off to get graded. It comes back 10. That's a $200 PSA 10 if it comes back at 10. You pay $60 for the box, $16 to get graded. You profit over $100 after everything. So this is what we're testing out. Here's the Noctowl. It's a PSA 9. I'm not sure what got this a 9. Maybe the centering here. Definitely a bit wider. Right to left. But I thought it was honestly in the threshold. However, it looks like it was just barely out of it. The back of it was really clean. I think that had to be it. There might be a way to check. I think if you scan this, it will tell you. Next one. Charizard from Obsidian Flames. Another card that I bought online to see if you buy near mint on TCG Player or eBay, can you flip these by grading them and getting 10s? So here's the Charizard from Obsidian Flames. Another 9. Not sure what this one is that caused it to get a 9. It looks like it's definitely wider top to bottom. It's hard to tell in the camera, but it definitely is a tiny bit. Or there might be a little scratch somewhere that put it down to a 9. Like I said, I'm not a PSA expert. I don't really know. Okay, this is the biggest one of the submission because I pulled this out of a gift. For my birthday, I was gifted some Crown Zenith, and I pulled the Giratina. So I have zero money. I have $0 invested into this other than the $16 it took me to grade the card. If this is a 10, this is a $500 plus PSA 10 and rising. When I pulled this card, it was $99 raw. It's now over $200 raw, rising to $250 very quickly. This is a huge PSA 10. By far doubles what we paid profit-wise for all these cards to get graded. Let's see what it is. A 9. A 9. This is the most disappointing one. I knew it was a 9, so like I was already disappointed. It has to be because this is slightly wider, right? I thought it might be in the threshold. I thought this one was perfect. The back is perfect. I mean, that is as perfect as it gets. It literally has to be that this is wider than the left by that much. Because the bottom, I mean, top to bottom, I guess might be the reason too. It looks a little bit, but I think right to left is worse. I thought this one was a 10. If there was one card I would have guaranteed you was going to be a 10, was going to be this one. That's a tough one. Still a great card. I'm down $16. It's not like I ripped 1,000 Crown Zenith packs to pull that. Got it for free pretty much. So that's still awesome. Next one here, Charizard V-Star, the promo from the Charizard UPCs. Said this one because it was the best looking out of the 3. But as you can see, top to bottom, not great. Back of it, pretty solid. And the grade, another 9. These dang 9s. But this one, honestly, I could have guessed would have been a 9. I was hoping it wasn't. Altaria EX, one of my favorite cards from Paradox Rift. Super underrated card. I think it's gone up recently just with everything going up. But before that, it was like a $20 card, and this thing was underrated. Looks really, really good. I'm not sure why this would not get a 10. Other than maybe the back. This is definitely maybe a little bit wider. But it did not get a 10. It got a 9. Bunch of 9s. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But that one I feel like was a 10. Last 5. In here we have the Magneton promo from Surging Sparks. If that's a 10, that proves our theory. Oh, partly correct because we have the Noctowl. But from long ago when Surging Sparks came out and I said you can make plays on the Pokemon Center boxes by grading the promos. That's where it's all going to come down. So stay tuned for that. That's the last box, or that's the last one coming up. Mega Charizard EX from Evolutions. I had this card for like 5 years. 2016 is when it came out. I may have had it since 2018, honestly. I've had it for a long time. I did not think this one was going to be a 10, or it's a 10. I just stuttered. If I had to tell you one that would get like an 8, I would have said this one. I did not expect it to be a 10. But hey, I'll take it. That's a nice 10. Not the most expensive card we sent to get graded, but solid 10 nonetheless. All right. Hydrapple EX. This was from the Stellar Crown Elite Trainer box, the Pokemon Center one. We pulled this and we sent that promo, hoping to have a huge return from that box and make a ton of money back from the Pokemon Center box. But we didn't. We got a 9. We got a 9 on both the Noctowl and the Hydrapple. We had 2 chances. We pulled this from the box itself. I think this one's centering. This one was another one where I was like, the centering is questionable. But yeah, top to bottom, probably where it doesn't meet. The bottom is pretty skinny down there. Still a beautiful card. I like this Hydrapple. Charizard V from Brilliant Stars. My first ever huge chase card pull getting back into Pokemon. This one always I thought was a 10. It looks great. Back looks good. But it came back a 9. This makes me realize how hard it is to get 10s. Because I thought this one was good. And sometimes it depends on your grading company too. Some grading companies are more lenient. This makes me kind of scared for my Bubble Mew. Because my Bubble Mew is not 1000% perfect centering. So it's probably going to be a 9. But I just sent that one off a few days ago. It might be left to right. But I mean, that's way less than what the other ones that have been 9s have been. I don't know what this would be. Maybe there's a nick on the card somewhere that I can't see. Or maybe I guess that's a little bit larger than I thought, right to left. That has to be it, because other than that, the card looks pristine. Okay, Alakazam EX. Another one I bought online at near mint from TCG Player to see if you can make plays from sellers. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. I mean, right now we're 1 for 2. We bought that Pikachu, Japanese Pikachu is a 10. And then the other one I bought, oh yeah, and the Obsidian Flames Charizard was a 9. So 1 for 2. Alakazam from 151, beautiful card, was an 8. I don't know why this was an 8, to be honest. Centering is not amazing right there, right to left. But there must be something here that caused it to get an 8. Yeah, there might be something right there, that little tiny thing right above my fingernail. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, an 8, that's tough. That's the toughest one of the return. An 8 on that. All right, Magneton, Pokemon Center promo. Can you flip Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes and make a profit by opening all the packs, still having the fun of doing that, and then just sending this off to get graded in a 10? Gem Mint 10, baby. Magneton Pokemon Center promo. This is a $200-ish card right now. $60 for the Pokemon Center ETB before they sold out. Now it's much more, of course. You have 11 packs you get to open up. I didn't pull much. I pulled like a cast form and maybe a couple EXs. but still that counts back towards what you spent. And then $16 to grade the card. That's 76 total that you pay. And I mean, minus fees and whatnot, tax and whatnot, but still you're profiting over $100 just because of this Pokemon Center promo. And I went ahead and sent the non-stamped promo in my last batch that I sent the PSA. So we'll see. We might even have another 10 come back and increase our profits even more. So overall, from our return, we got 2 PSA 8s out of 15 cards, 4 PSA 10s out of 15 cards, so less than 33%. I don't know if that's good or bad. The biggest one, I would say, being the Magneton Pokemon Center. Well, then these are also all solid as well. 4, 6, 9 PSA 9s. Some of the biggest ones I sent being 9s. That Giratina right there and the Charizard for Brilliant Stars hurt the most. Those ones hurt. Those ones hurt the most. But there you go. There's me grading my cards for the first time. I've already sent 5 more to get graded, including the big-time Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates. So stay tuned for that. We did profit. If I were to sell these 4 Gym Mint 10s, we profit. We get back what we paid for on the grading fees. It was about $240. So the Magneton almost gets that by itself. We sell the other 3. We profit and make a couple $100. I would say about $200 total. And then, of course, you have all the PSA 9s and whatnot. Or if you were to sell them, you'd pretty much get back what the raw card itself cost. So, not a bad return. I do wish we got a couple more 10s, like 2 more 10s, and I would have been happy. If that Giratina came back at 10, or that Brilliant Stars Charizard came back at 10, I would have been more than happy with this. But we got 4, so pretty solid. I'll see you guys in the next video.